Welcome to another edition of The Lamp. I'm Pat Munsey, the publisher of the Kokomo Lantern, and with me today is Ann Shaw, the executive director of the Howard County Historical Society. You may know her as a historian, a lover of all things old and dusty, and an archaeologist who hates Indiana Jones.
I didn't say I hated it.
Yeah, I think she did.
I just said it's not realistic, you know?
Oh, I mean, imagine that, a Hollywood film not being realistic.
I know.
Anyway, so the party pooper over here would like you to know that the history's not fun at all, right?
That's not what I said either.
Well, you know, you're sitting next to a journalist. This is my job to twist and pervert words.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what? I've got her on here because we're going to talk about something that's actually real and fun and coming up here in just a couple weeks, and that would be Christmas at the Seiberling. If you've never been to this thing before, it's probably the best time of the year, I think, to see the Seiberling Mansion and to enjoy the season. So tell me a little bit about what you have in store for people who want to attend this year.
So opening night is November 30th. Santa arrives at 6 o'clock. That's when the countdown will happen. And the lights will be turned on for the first time this season. So we are very excited about that. This year we're doing something new. We have inline lawn and lights doing our Christmas lights this year.
Okay.
So we are very excited about that with some help from Houston Electric. So this is the first time we're doing it.
Wow,
so
all right.
We're excited about that. And then everybody will be able to see Santa once we're done. Turn on the lights and everybody can come in and go up to the third floor to Santa's workshop.
Oh, okay.
Hang out with Santa, chat with him about your wish list for Christmas, and talk about that. So then we'll be open regular hours, Tuesday through Sunday, 1 to 4. But we also have 6 sponsored nights that will be free.
Okay.
So December 5th, December 6th, 12th, 13th, 19th, and 20th. Those are all of our sponsored nights, 4 to 8, totally free. So you can come enjoy the mansion with the Christmas lights and at night, and it's very magical and awesome. And then we close out with candlelight night on December 21st.
Okay, so if I can't make one of your sponsored nights, what is the cost of admission to the museum during this time?
So our regular admission is $10 for adults, $5 for students K through 12, and 5 and under are free.
Okay, so if you've got the budget, then come anytime. But if you don't, there are 8 different free nights. Do you want to list the sponsors that are responsible for that?
I would. And I would also say really quickly that opening night tickets are the same, those costs. And candlelight night is ticketed as well.
Okay.
Those are live on our website. We also have an event on our Facebook page, so there are plenty of links to get to where you can purchase your tickets.
Okay. So for those 2 nights, I have to have a ticket. For the rest of the nights, I don't have to have a ticket.
Correct.
I can pay at the door.
You can pay at the door.
Oh, even
opening
over ticket
night
nights.
and candlelight night.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. But we like to offer different ways to get there. You know.
Gotcha.
So opening night is always sponsored by the Wyman Group. We always enjoy them coming. I think last year might have been the 20th year.
Oh, wow.
25th year that they sponsored. So we were very happy to have them back again this year. We also have this year the city of Kokomo is sponsoring a night.
Okay.
Howard County is sponsoring 2 nights.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
We have First Farmers Bank and Trust. Ivy Tech Kokomo, which is always a huge night. I think we had about 600 people last year come through on that night.
I think I volunteered that night.
I think you did,
yes.
Yeah. Community First Bank and Duke Energy always sponsors Candlelight Night.
It was the Community First Bank. But hey, you know what? Speaking of volunteering, that is something that you need for these events. Volunteers really make this kind of thing happen. So if they're interested in volunteering, what does that entail?
So you can check out our website for some volunteer ideas. If you would like to volunteer at Christmas at the Seiberling, we'd love to have you. We do have a volunteer application that we have people fill out. And then our office manager / volunteer coordinator, Mary, will get you put in a spot and we'll tell you how to do everything. So we don't really do guided tours, so don't worry about like memorizing a script or anything like that. We just like to have you there helping out.
Sure. Greeting people, directing them in general to where they need to go.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So plenty of things that you can do there. Do you have the Elliott House open during this event?
So our sponsors have their pick of their night, and some of them will have an open house or something like that. But no, we used to have the Elliott House open on opening night, but we have kind of tried to steer away from that and go to Santa's Workshop on the 3rd floor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you have refreshments that you'll be offering?
We do not.
Wow. Okay. So it's a little bit different.
A little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, kind of before COVID, after COVID.
True.
Kind of thing. So sometimes things change, and that's okay. But we still want you to come, whether we have cookies or not.
Gotcha. So what can they experience on the Christmas tour then?
So every room is decorated by a volunteer decorator or a local group.
Okay.
So we have all different kinds of decorators that come in. We have a theme every year. This year is Holiday Memories. So every room, every volunteer decorator gets to choose how they interpret that theme. So I'm really interested to see how different rooms will look based on that theme. I think that we are going to have pictures of the staff from when they were kids at Christmas.
Okay.
So that should be very interesting.
Sure.
So really, it's kind of what people want to put in there. And every year, it's fantastic. Every year, I like it better than the year before.
Very cool. Now, is there any point where I could schedule a private night during this, or is it all pretty much locked in?
It's pretty much locked in. If that's something you're interested in, then we can definitely talk about it.
Okay, so if that's something where you wanted to have a private event for your business or organization during this time, that's in play.
We could talk about that. Yeah, absolutely.
So get a hold of the Historical Society if that's something that really floats your boat. Now, the Elliott House is open for that kind of thing.
Yes.
Separate of the Seiberling Mansion.
We are filling up very quickly for December, so if you would like to rent the Elliott House, you should get with us ASAP.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about what I can expect if I want to rent the Elliott House for a holiday party or a get-together.
So the Elliott House, the entire 1st floor is rentable. We have a full kitchen. I think we can hold about 75 people comfortably. And we have tables that you can use, chairs. A lot of people have things catered there.
Oh, sure.
I've seen a lot of really, really cool decorations and the ways people set up different things in the rooms. Weddings, wedding showers, baby showers, bridal showers, anything pretty much you can think of.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, I've been to a few parties at the Elliott House. It's a great venue for a smaller private affair. Really, is what it feels like. It's kind of like going to somebody's house for dinner in a lot of respects, which is a cool experience. Now, unfortunately, you can't experience any of that right now until the night of grand opening for this event. You're closed right now, correct?
We closed. Today was the first day the decorators are in the mansion.
Right, so we should make it clear that we've filmed this a couple weeks ago, so it's been closed for a little while now.
Yeah, sorry. But the decorators are in there working their magic, so we can't be open during that time. But we hope that people will buy tickets for November 30th so they can be the first to see what's going on in there. So if you have questions about anything, give us a call between now and then we will reopen on the 30th and then open regular hours Tuesday through Sunday, and then the 6 sponsored evenings and candlelight night. And then we're open till December 30th.
There we go. Okay.
And then we close the month of January.
Because they've got to, restore the museum back to its original condition after the
There's
festivities
a lot of stuff in there.
I bet there is.
Yeah.
So you said you've contracted lighting out for the first time. Are they bringing their own lighting in? Are they using the lighting that you've had historically?
Both.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, both.
So this will be an upgrade to what
Yes.
they've seen as far as lighting. And if you've not seen, and how could you have not seen the mansion lit up from the outside, which is incredible. It's just as cool on the inside because you've got Christmas trees all over the place and lights everywhere. And of course, it's a beautiful mansion to start with. And this mansion's been around for quite a while. When was it constructed? Do you remember?
1888 to 1891.
Okay.
So it took a while.
Yeah, well, looking at it, I would think so.
Yeah.
Sure. And it changed hands a lot of times. The Kingstons were probably the most prominent owners of it, though the Seiberlings were also briefly, they were the ones that commissioned it, correct?
Yes, the Seiberlings have it commissioned. They actually only lived there about 4 years and then moved to Illinois.
Right.
So, which is one thing that always blows my mind. I don't know how you spend that much on a mansion and then it's time to move on.
Right.
You
We
know?
do it today, but we don't live in mansions.
So when we reopen, you can check out our newest exhibit, which talks all about the mansion, all of the owners, some of the artifacts of things that they designed and made. Talks about our roof project from 2017.
Sure.
And there's actually stuff in there that you can touch. So there's, slates from the roof, some sandstone from the porch.
I'll have a little story with some photos on that coming up, probably before you see this, so that'll help you visualize it a little bit better. And one of the things I think is really cool about the mansion is, for a period of time, it was actually the home for Indiana University Kokomo.
It was.
So
Wasn't
it
their
was extra.
first home, but it was their longest home to that date.
Right.
So.
So all the nurses during that time, they went to the Seiberling Mansion for their classes, which is just crazy to me.
It's hard to imagine.
It is. But we know it happened because the graffiti is still on the walls.
It is in parts. Yeah. And we're looking at that for an exhibit next year.
That would be cool.
So if there are any people who went to IUK that are
Hey.
still around, then we would like to talk to you. We're very interested in what memories you have, and
That would be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
please, if you are a graduate from IUK from the Seiberling Mansion years, definitely reach out, because I think those would be great stories to hear.
yeah, we're very, very excited about that.
So you'll close through January. You're going to open back up in February. What kind of things are you hoping to accomplish next year?
We are looking not only at the IUK exhibit, but updating some other exhibits as well. Just kind of a freshen up. We've got several new staff members, which I am very excited about.
Cool.
So it's been kind of a crazy, busy year, but we all have big plans and dreams for the next year and the years to come, and kind of moving along.
So if you haven't been to the Howard County Historical Society, hey, you need to visit the place. It's great. I mean, the more you learn about the place you live in, the better. You'll appreciate Kokomo and Howard County a lot more after you visit, I think. I know I have just about every time I've been there. And you're going to find something different every time you go that you just didn't, well, I don't remember that. Or maybe they slipped it in between visits. But there's always cool stuff to see. There's always great things to learn. And obviously great events to attend, like this Christmas at the Seiberling. So please turn out this Christmas and enjoy the season with the Historical Society and hopefully beyond that. So is there anything
I have
else?
one more
thing?
ask.
Yeah, okay.
One more ask. We are still looking for Santas
Oh,
to volunteer for some
Oh.
of our sponsor nights.
okay. So if you know a Santa, you need to get a hold of them and say, hey, they need some help.
Yeah.
And I think I might know one. So
Oh, you do?
I think I do.
Is it you?
I'm not going to say. No, I'm not going to say. Look, it's Santa Claus. I don't know what you're talking about. If you want Santa, you get Santa. It's
I
not,
know.
It's
Okay.
not some store-bought, dime store imitation Santa. You want the real thing,
We
right?
got to have the real thing.
Yeah. So I don't know if I can get him here, but you know,
Okay. You could try.
I could try.
Yeah.
Say, hey, we need Santa Clauses. Get a hold of her. She could definitely use some Santa Clauses, it sounds like.
Yeah.
If they're not too busy getting pictures at the mall,
That's true.
you know,
Yeah.
they can get pictures at the Seiberling.
Yep.
So-
Absolutely.
Hey, I think that's all that we have this time. I mean, there are some big historical stories out there we're just not going to touch on just yet, but suffice it to say, the days are full. Hey, thank you so much for watching yet another episode of The Lamp. My name is Pat Munsey. And until the next time you accidentally click on one of these podcasts, please be good to each other.